All right, y'all, come in here for a minute. You can tell I got my 49er gear on, so I wanted to just take a break and talk about something that's probably highly unconventional, very unflattering, something you guys may not want to hear, but I am of the firm reality that, first of all, Jimmy G will be back next year. And I'm going to lay it out. Some of you guys won't like it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So as a casual fan, you can check my receipts. I never thought Jimmy G was an elite quarterback coming out of Illinois. I thought Jimmy G benefited early on that he was able to join the New England Patriots, which gave him this unfair aura of being something that he wasn't. And honestly, guys, I'm going to leave that alone. But it gave him an unfair aura. He was living in the shadow, presumed to be the predecessor for the guy that some may consider to be the greatest quarterback ever. Well, Jimmy G comes in. Somehow or another, his looks, his jawline, something everybody talks about this man for being a handsome quarterback, but his on-the-field production, we had a very small sample serving size before he got here. But from what I saw enough I didn't think talent-wise alone, he was like a barn burner. He was like a transcendent quarterback. I actually thought from the beginning that John Lynch should have went after Deshaun Watson, who I thought dismantled Alabama. We knew, anybody who watched college football knew Deshaun Watson was that guy. Then also there was another guy rising up in the ranks by the name of Patrick Mahomes that a lot of us who were watching were paying attention to. Well, I didn't think Jimmy G from the very outlook, who John Lynch had probably had his eye on way before the trade, didn't think his talent level alone was enough for them to have bypassed either Watson or Mahomes in the draft and traded for Jimmy G. That to me from the beginning spelled arrogance. I didn't see it. But fast forward, he was given $100 million contract. Think about this, guys, on like a 10, 11 game body of work. That's not a whole lot. That's like going on 2 or 3 dates with a person and saying, hey, let's go ahead and get married. By then you haven't met the family. You don't know really what they like eating. You still, you know what I'm saying? You just now learning their favorite colors. And at this point, 10 games in, you're still getting the best representative who's basically still not showing you them true selves. But as his true self set in, I mean, of course, Jimmy had lots of injuries, which would continue throughout his tenure with the 49ers. And then we get to this point. It's hot boy summer. It's quarterback summer where quarterbacks are in demand. There are a lot of teams that need to make some moves because there's some guys that are on hot seats that, you got to get a quarterback if you want to field a competent team. So as the summer progresses, Jimmy G is left with the 49ers. Now, some people have alluded to the fact that it's because of his shoulder injury why he wasn't traded. But guys, Deshaun Watson had a greater cloud hanging over his head than a said shoulder injury. And a team still pulled the trigger on that trade. Do you know why that is? That's because top 10 quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, are placed in a different bracket than guys who are replaceable. You guys may not want to hear this, but that alone let us know that Jimmy G is not viewed by others in the league as being elite. Now, there's a lot of to do about there possibly having been some multiple second-round draft picks that were put out there for Jimmy G, and we don't know what happens. Maybe Jimmy turned it down. Maybe Jimmy has overplayed his hand. Maybe Jimmy has fallen in love with the attention he gets from a lot of women who are 49er fans and for what obvious reasons can't see that Jimmy is no better from the time he came in the league than he is now. Actually, in a lot of areas, he's regressed. But because of the arrogance displayed by our general manager, our coach, by our staff, yes, we got Trey Lance, but Jimmy G should have never been put in this position for fans to have turned on him. He is a great guy. Let's just be honest. Many of y'all know I collect autographs. We've got something going where we are trying to collect all the quarterbacks who have started for the 49ers. We are about 98% complete to reaching our goal. Jimmy has been a guy that habitually good with fans. Now, I can say there are a lot of guys who were stars on that team who aren't as good. So I respect Jimmy for being a phenomenal guy. But now we're talking about the football player, and the football player has kind of put the 49ers in a weird stead. So for those of you who have been arguing that Jimmy is an elite quarterback and fans are unfair, you just pay attention to who was unwilling to make a deal for Jimmy while he was injured, and Deshaun Watson possibly was going to miss the whole, maybe be suspended for the whole season. But teams were still willing to make that investment because they knew the returns they would get from having a guy with top 5 talent. Jimmy G is not that guy. It's time for y'all to pull the wool from off your eyes and see that the rest of the league does not see him the way y'all see him. Trey Lance, in my opinion, should have come in the gate competing with Jimmy. You guys are talking about experience. Guys, Jimmy's only really played one, prior to this season, he's only played one full season with us. Where's the experience? He came in with like 4 to 6 games of true game experience. So it's not like there's this great big plethora of experience that he's got and he's won. Jimmy hadn't done nothing. Jimmy has not done anything since he's been in the league. And I'm not knocking the guy. I'm just telling you like it T.I. is. Let Trey should have come in the door. He should have taken his lumps. He should have been allowed to hand it off 25 times a game and throw it 20 like Jimmy has. Make high efficiency throws, running behind a great defense. And let's see, throw it out, see how the chips stack. So with that being said, guys, I get a feeling that because the quarterback market is dried up, that because it's almost looking to me like Kyle Shanahan loves Jimmy and maybe not Lynch, Kyle is going to have his way. He's going to put Jimmy back in, and he's going to give us a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo about all he offers, and then get in playoff games and throw 131 yards and an interception when it matters the most. That's your franchise quarterback. He's done that twice. 2019 against the Minnesota Vikings, and then 2021 against the LA Rams. And then I know you guys saw him close his eyes and throw the interceptions. Been a fan since the early 80s. But guys, I'm about ready for another chip. With that said, guys, y'all already know, go Niners.